Oh, hello class. Today I'll be talking about a very special pirate. Now, what do you imagine when you think of pirate? Not quite, Anson. This pirate happens to be a woman from southern China who wore dragon-printed clothing, which is why she was called the Dragon Lady. Gu, better known as Ching Shih, was born in 1775 in the Guangdong province. Ching Shih worked as a prostitute in Canton, but was later captured by pirates and wed to their captain, Zheng Yi, upon two conditions, which were he must give her half of his wealth and they must share a joint command over the fleet. Her career as a pirate peaked in 1809 when she commanded 800 plus ships manned by 80,000 plus men. Spanning her career, she has defeated numerous navies, including the Chinese Navy and the British Royal Navy. Clearly, Ching Shih was not a normal woman during her time. So how did her rise to piracy affect the social status and rights of 19th century Chinese women? Ching Shih benefited the social status and rights of women in 19th century China through her leadership in a patriarchal society, the implementation of laws, and her acts of violence which contradicted with stereotypes during the time. Ching Shih's leadership broke social boundaries on women during that time. In a meeting with other captains, Ching Shih announced, "Look at me, captains. Your departed chief sat in council with me. Your most powerful fleet, the white under my command, took more prizes than any others did. Do you think I would bow to any other chief?" This statement broke many of the social boundaries of women during this time. Women were expected to be obedient to men, but Ching Shih proved otherwise and asserted her dominance upon the captains, raising the social status of women. At the peak of her career, she commanded about 2,000 ships and had over 80,000 subordinates. Not only did she run for chief captaincy, but she was a very successful one who had many supporters by her side. Ching Shih overcame social boundaries and opened a door of opportunities for a woman through her growth as a pirate by proving women can be just as, if not more successful than men. During this time, there was more value in men than in women, which is shown through female infanticide. It seemed as if women were unable to choose their own destiny because of this mentality. However, regardless of this, Ching Shih followed her guts and became the chief captain of one of the most notorious fleets in history. Towards the beginning of her reign, Ching Shih established many strict laws for pirates who were mandated to abide. Before this point, women weren't very well respected. They were sold to men as wives frequently and couldn't choose for themselves. Women had little freedom during this period. With these types of marriages, if something were to happen, the wife would be stuck in a very vulnerable situation. Ching Shih's laws made it so that women would be allowed more rights. One of such laws was the requirement of loyalty to their wives. Although women were still not completely free and weren't able to choose for themselves, they wouldn't have to worry about unfaithful husbands. If the husband were to ever treat his wife badly, he would be killed on the spot. Another law implemented was the prohibition of rape. Such villainous acts were unsurprisingly common among pirates. However, since Ching Shih was established chief captain, she had made rape illegal and punishable by death. So, moral of the story, guys, treat women with respect. Ching Shih also benefited the social status of women through violence. Richard Glasspool, a captain in one of Ching Shih's ships, noted, "The chief ordered him to write to his captain that if he did not send $100,000 for a ransom in 10 days, he would put us all to death." Like I mentioned earlier, women during this time were expected to be obedient to men. However, Ching Shih completely reverses this and tells officials, "Hey, you obey me, or I'll kill your men." Glasspool also mentioned that he and other captives were offered $20 for every Chinese head they brought back. This goes to show how violent Ching Shih really was. She raided coastal villages and made killing a sport with a very hefty reward. Through this, Ching Shih proved that she was to be feared and that not all women were weak and submissive. The threat of her fleet grew so great, both the British Royal Navy and the Chinese Navy had to intervene, but they proved powerless against Ching Shih's fleet. So the government gave up and offered amnesty to the pirates while allowing them to keep their loot, so long as they retire from piracy. This marked the end of Ching Shih's reign over China's southern sea. She was able to walk away with all the money she had stolen, which was a fantastic feat at that. But on top of it all, she did it while proving that women were quite tougher than given credit for, which benefits the social status of women.